Well, hey everyone, we are back and I am here with Elsa. How are you, Elsa?
I'm well, thank you. So happy to be here.
Oh, well, thanks for joining us. And Open Plan Coaching, what do you do exactly?
Well, I'm here to empower men and women.
Okay, yes.
And the way that I empower them is through sales, coaching, and training.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
Now, okay, I have to ask you
Yes.
because there is so many types of coaches. I mean, honestly.
This is true.
And there are business coaches, there are life coaches, and it's really, as a consumer, very confusing. So
You're right.
you are special
Thank
in
you.
that you have an actual certification through the University of Miami.
Correct.
Can you explain to our viewers what it is exactly?
So you mean the certification?
Yes.
Yes,
How it's different.
The way that it's different is that we all have preconceived notions or ideas
Right.
of what coaching is all about.
Yes, yes.
And when before I started my program at the University of Miami, I thought coaching was something like consulting.
Okay.
And it absolutely is not.
No, it's not.
At
Right.
all.
Yes.
At all.
Right.
And so by way of this program, not only did I learn what it was, but I actually uncovered that there's an actual art form to coaching.
Yes.
And that it's not as easy as it looks.
Right.
And that, in fact, it's important to be certified and trained and
Right.
recognized by the International Coaching Federation.
Yes.
Because I believe that I would be doing my clients a disservice if I didn't go through this training, and certainly it was extensive.
Yes, yes.
And it was, as I said, it was a lot more difficult than what I thought. But I'm so happy that I did it because it gives me credibility, it gives me confidence, and I know that the service that I'm providing for my clients
Right.
is an authentic service, authentic to coaching.
And it truly is, because looking at your website, what that gives you is a very, for me, just as an outsider looking in, a very firm foundation.
Correct.
So, I mean, switching gears a little bit, I know that coaching can deal with the personal aspect, but also business.
That's correct.
You are very knowledgeable in the business field, and I will be honest with you, and I know I alluded to this earlier, is that selling is difficult sometimes. And it has been for me personally. Now, why do we have difficulty embracing that inner seller in us?
There could be several reasons.
Okay.
Now, and I'll do a parenthesis.
Yes.
This is why I coach first and then I train.
Okay.
We all bring different issues to the table.
Sure.
And what I'm finding is that life coaching is really where you start with everything.
Yes.
No matter what.
Okay.
You always start with the life
Sure,
issues.
sure.
So when it comes to selling, you've got to uncover what are the perceptions that this person has, either about selling or salespeople.
Right.
You know, do they like selling? And if they don't, why don't they like selling?
Right.
Why can't they embrace it?
Sure.
What's preventing them from doing that? Because you have to embrace it to be successful in your business.
So, stopping you there.
Yes.
Okay. What, in your experience in consulting and with several people, what is the major obstacles to selling that you're seeing with people?
I would say it's a lack of confidence.
Is that right?
I would
Okay.
say that most people have not been exposed to a formal sales cycle, or maybe you want to call it a sales language.
Okay.
Where it's a step-by-step process that you follow. And it might sound, at first it doesn't feel quite right
Sure.
when you try it on.
Yes.
But eventually it becomes second nature.
Right.
But it's a step-by-step process that one follows so that we can take our customer with intent to where we want to take them. Or at least by the end of that conversation, know whether or not that's a viable customer for us.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're wasting our time.
So, and we had talked about that
Yes.
this process that you're talking about in getting your message, getting your business message across to someone who may use your services, there's an art to it.
Correct.
Do you think that?
Oh, absolutely. There's an art. And the art begins with that relationship, that connection
Yes.
that you want to make right away
Right.
with your clients. And that in itself is an art form, because
Right.
it's not that easy to connect with people right away, but you have to know how to do that almost immediately.
So with people out there,
Yes.
are there certain things in your opinion that they should realize? They should realize what about themselves and their business to get their message across?
I think they need to be honest with themselves
Okay, that's
and
good.
realize, in fact, what is my issue with selling? Why do I hear all the time, I love all aspects of my business, but I
Right.
really don't like the selling part? Well, why is that?
Yes.
And just be true to yourself and then address that issue. Because again, like I said, you just can't. Sales is, in my opinion, the foundation to any good business. And even if you don't have your own business,
Right.
even as working for someone,
Sure.
you need to sell yourself if you want to get promoted, if you want to get those raises. You need to know how to negotiate
Right.
to obtain raises. So how do you do that if no one's ever taught you a negotiation process?
Right, right. Do you, and I believe this, and I'm curious to get your take on this, do you believe that we all have gifts related to our business? Because, I'm hearing you talk, and you know what? There was a point in my life, my business life, that I realized, you know what? I have something to offer here. I have a gift personally. I have a gift in the team that we have here. Do you believe that everyone has a gift and communicating that is essential?
Absolutely.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every client that I've ever had comes with so many gifts, not just one gift.
True.
We come with so many. And what happens is, because we have those gifts, we tend to, how shall I say, stay in the gift comfort zone.
Okay.
Because that comes natural to us.
Sure, yes.
But in order to succeed, you've got to get out of that comfort zone. You've got to get out of it.
That
Yeah.
concept, because that is really something that, correct me if I'm wrong, that next level in our business, it doesn't matter what business it is, if we don't get out of that comfort zone,
That's
what do
right.
you think are the odds that we'll get anywhere where you want to go?
You've got to take risks in life.
Sure,
I don't know
yeah.
what the exact odds would
Right,
be,
yeah.
but I think you would be waiting a long time
Right.
to feel success or be successful if you don't step out of the, color outside the line, step
Sure.
out of the box, get out
Yeah.
of your comfort zone.
Right.
And we'll just be in that, in our gift box, shall we say, right?
Yes,
Just
yes.
enjoying our gifts, but are we getting anywhere?
Yeah, I agree. So, just as a coach, and I'm curious about this with the process. So, say somebody out there, some of you viewers that are out there, they're having a problem with selling, and they're like, well, you know what? I realize I have a gift or gifts to communicate, but I really don't know how to do it. What
Right.
would be the process with you? What would you do with them?
So one thing I would do is really sit down with them and listen and talk to them to find out what they've experienced so far, if they've done anything to address that,
Yes.
how long they've experienced the challenge, and how long are you willing to experience that challenge?
That's important, right? Yes.
So how long are you willing to continue to struggle?
Right.
And those are important because upon asking those questions, I can uncover how important it is to them to move forward.
Right.
At this point, with learning something new, and again with going outside of the box.
And I can imagine, having you on their side too. I mean, there's a certain component of accountability there. Am I right?
Absolutely.
How important is accountability?
Oh my, it's so important.
Really?
Imagine you're doing it on your own, and one day you'll wake up. Oh well, today I'll just spend the day eating cereal.
Right.
But if you have
Sounds like a
coach,
great day. No.
I've known some salespeople in the past who spent the day eating cereal
Okay,
versus going out to the field.
Yes.
But my point is imagine if you have an accountability partner like a coach, right?
Yes.
Where they're keeping you on track.
Right.
There's a timeline when you're supposed to meet this and this goal, and certainly you don't want to get in front of your coach the next time you're in front of them and have
nothing to report. Yes.
Yeah. So that motivates you.
Okay. So next question.
Yes.
I have for you. Now I know you have had a lot of people that you have helped to embrace that inner seller.
That's right.
So say you have a person, pick somebody anonymously that you've already
Sure.
dealt with, and you have coached them, and they are now embracing that inner seller.
Sure.
Tell me what that does for them on a personal standpoint. They're embracing the inner seller. Their business is doing well. Have you seen people blossom from that?
The confidence is off the charts.
Really? Okay.
And again, that's the foundation to all of this is really, it all comes down to your confidence, right? Your confidence in approaching people, your confidence in communicating with them and developing a relationship, in being silent and listening. It takes confidence to do that. So the clients that I've seen flourish, that would be the predominant observation.
I see. That's really wonderful. Yeah. Do you have any people that you have coached? Examples, obviously anonymous, or even yourself. I mean, can you describe what they were going through in the beginning and
Sure.
then how they felt afterwards?
Sure. So a business owner, a woman.
Yes.
And she came with the perception that I really don't like salespeople. I don't want to be like the salespeople who call me on the phone and bother me. I don't want to be that person bothering people.
Okay, sure.
So one of the things we did was address that. Well, who do you want to be when you call them? And who are you, right? And so I'm trying not to say her name. So what she came up with is that she wants to help people. That's what she wants to do with her services.
Yes.
So when she picks up that phone, one of the things we talked about is you're picking up that phone to help them. And if you have that in mind before you pick up that phone, then you're not that salesperson that you think you are.
You're reframing it.
Correct.
Instead of, I get this now,
Yes.
because instead of, okay, I am selling,
Yes.
instead I am helping.
I'm helping.
That is really wonderful. So what did that do to her business, first of all? The second part of the question is, what did it do for her personally?
So her business began to grow.
Yes.
And at this point it's booming. So what has happened is she's embraced it. She's got a whole new perspective on how she approaches her business, on how she approaches her clients. And again, that confidence, right? Because not only did we coach that issue and provide her with a different perspective, but she has a sales process that she follows. Now, the sales process is not just a conversation. It's also daily goals that you set for yourself.
That's
so
important.
Maybe it's 5 cold calls every morning before noon.
Yes.
And there's a checklist that this client and all of my clients go by. So okay, I did my 5 calls. Okay, now I'm calling to make appointments. And so every day you have these goals and these tasks that you need to meet.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And that actually brings up another component of the accountability,
That's
too.
right.
Because you're holding yourself accountable that way.
Right.
That's wonderful.
Right. We don't want you home eating cereal.
That's true. No cereal. No cereal. Cereal's later. It's on the weekend.
Later. That's your weekend treat.
So Elsa, I have to tell you, this has been the most engaging conversation. I am having so
sweet.
much fun. So
Thank you.
Embracing that inner seller, let's tie it all together. What words of advice would you give our viewers that are out there that may be struggling? You know what? They have a wonderful business plan. They have a wonderful business. They have a gift to share with the world, but they have that problem communicating that. What words of advice would you give them?
Be true to yourself.
That's a great one.
Yes. Find out why you're not embracing the seller. What is blocking you? What are your perceptions about selling and salespeople?
Right.
Once you've done that, get some training. Get some training. Get a professional. That will help you with your confidence. Certainly reading books and listening, or even listening to audio books and taking in what some of the pros are saying is important. But there's something to be said about having someone who's already done it, who has the experience, and having them guide you and train you and really build that confidence.
Yes.
So you address those issues and you're really at the place that you need to be to make the money that you deserve.
And that's the key.
Yes.
I mean, I know that I have and you have and clients have is you work so hard in your business.
Yes.
So much blood, sweat, tears,
Thank you.
My
Yes,
goodness.
yes.
You really owe it to yourself,
Yes.
do you not, to communicate those gifts that you have?
Absolutely. And you mentioned we work so hard, blood, sweat, tears. We do. But if we educate ourselves and train ourselves, it shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It becomes easier.
Right.
It becomes easier to spot that ideal client that is a match for you versus us running around chasing people. Here, buy my services, buy my products.
Right.
There's something to be said about a process that helps you identify your perfect client and helps
Yes.
you move forward with them.
So important.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're
and
welcome.
so
Thank you.
for viewers that are out there that are struggling right
Yes.
now and they really are looking for the next avenue to go down
Right.
to get their business to the next level, they see our conversation here and they want to contact you. Where would they find you?
Easily. Call me directly at 305-467-4270. Open Plan Coaching and Consulting is also on Facebook. And I have a website which is actually in the process of being tweaked, but certainly my information is on there as well, openplancoaching.com.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank
Well,
you.
Elsa, on behalf of the entire Plum Talk team, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Shelley. On
Thank
behalf
you.
of me and Open Plan Coaching and Consulting, thank you for having me.